Here on the OCU Athletics Update, we're talking to Delaware Resource Group Superstar Athlete of the Week, Kali Pugh, senior softball player from Vista, California, who has sparked OCU's offense as the leadoff hitter this season. And Kali, there's been a handful of games where you've led off with a home run. What kind of impact does a leadoff homer have for the team?
I think just a leadoff hit kind of sets the tone for the rest of the game. And, a home run makes it that much better, but I don't know, kind of sets the tone. What to say.
What's your approach at the plate?
Well, my approach is just to get on base. A hard ground ball somewhere up the middle or something is kind of my goal each time. But I think it helps that I have the confidence in the people that are hitting behind me, that I don't have to try and do too much. So they help me relax a little bit. So I know that they have the confidence in me and I have the confidence in them.
What was your experience like with the championship run last season?
It was really nerve-wracking when we lost that game against, I can't remember who it was, but when we lost, it was kind of eye-opening that maybe we can't just run rule everybody that we play. And so it kind of just brought a fire in everyone that we have to come back stronger than what we thought we had to. And so it was really fun.
What brought you here to OCU?
Definitely the coaching staff. From my community college, I played under a Hall of Fame coach and then Phil McSpadden for a Hall of Fame coach. And so I think just realizing what kind of coaching staff I would have kind of really interested me.
And what's your major here?
Liberal arts.
So what kind of career plans do you have when softball's over?
I want to go back home to California, be a PE teacher, and coach softball.
All right, talking to Delaware Resource Group Superstar Athlete of the Week, Kali Pugh. You can follow the stars on OCUsports.com.
There's a call to be answered. The spirit of competition is still alive inside. The desire still drives. The phrase student athlete has a great ring to it. Lasting friendships are ready to be made. You just want to keep playing. Game on. Learn more at NAIA.org.
Here on the OCU Athletics Update, we're talking to cheerleading coach and Spirit Squads coordinator Alicia Bailey, whose stars just won the NAIA Southwest qualifying group this past weekend. And Alicia, that was the 6th year in a row that the team has won that event. What went into the performance over the weekend?
We probably had one of our best performances this weekend that we've had all year. So we always know going into the qualifiers that we're going to be one of the more talented teams. But we still have to show up and put a good product on the mat, and we did that this weekend.
You've seen several of the teams who have qualified for the NAIA championships that's coming up in a couple of weeks. What is the experience in January and February? How does that prepare you for the national event coming up?
Hopefully it's prepared us more this year than ever before. This is the first national championship, but we also traveled a lot more and saw some bigger competitions than we usually do. So with that, some of the teams that we've seen, we were able to come back and change our routine a little bit and prepare more for what we need to do for the future.
So how exciting is it for the team to be able to compete in the national event on your home floor?
We're really excited. I think the kids are really excited just to not have to travel, to sleep at home in their own beds, to be here. Their parents are all coming in to watch them here and just be at home in a familiar environment. It's, we're looking forward to it. It's going to be great.
The NAIA is the first intercollegiate association to recognize competitive cheer and dance as a sport. How big of a step is this for cheerleading?
It's a huge step for us. Cheerleaders grow up with the stigma of, what you do isn't considered a sport. You guys aren't real athletes. Here at OCU, we've always been privileged to be treated like a sport. Our athletic director and our university have always given us that respect. But just for the sport in general and as a whole, it's a huge step for us, and we're excited to show the world that what we do truly is a sport. It's very, very athletic. We put the same time and effort and work in as everyone else, and so I think it's great for our industry.
So since it is a new sport, explain the format of the championships for us.
Okay, the top 12 cheer teams and 12 dance teams in the country qualify for nationals. There's a prelims day and a finals day. Prelims will count for 25% of your score. Finals will count for 75% of your score. And with cheer and dance both, there is a rubric of 10 categories, and then you can score up to 100 points per judge. There's 3 main judges, a deductions judge, so there's a lot that goes into it. The coaches definitely have to do their research and do their homework and know what the judges are looking for, and what other teams are going to be putting on the mat and how you can compare to that. So,
OCU's former coach Brandy Cochran was kind of at the forefront of pushing cheerleading and dance into being a recognized sport. So how big was her contribution to this sport?
I honestly think we wouldn't be having our championships here in 2 weeks without her, and all of her work that she put in while she was here at OCU. Her and Jim Abbott both did a lot of work pushing and advocating for our sport. And Brandy's just a firm believer and always has been that we are great athletes and wanted us to be recognized for what we've done.
You were a student athlete at OCU yourself.
Yes.
So what did your experience as a student athlete do for you to kind of forge ahead in this sport?
I think being a student athlete here helped me transition to a coaching role in a lot of ways, actually. I think just having the experience of knowing what the kids are going through with this university, with the professors that they have here, helps them be able to come to me with their problems and relate whenever they're having trouble in classes. And then at the same time, with the cheerleading aspect, I know what's always been expected of people in our program. I know what all the alumni have expected from themselves, and I try to carry on that tradition to teams year after year. We try to express to them that they're part of something bigger than themselves, and you're part of something bigger than just this year's team. And, you're part of a program that's kind of built a legacy here, and so you have to show up every day and earn your spot in this program and keep that legacy going.
All right, we're talking to cheer coach and Spirit Squads coordinator Alicia Bailey. The Stars will compete in the NAIA Championships March 10th and 11th at Abe Lemons Arena, and you can follow them on OCUsports.com.